Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. Rescue on Tatooine. A lone figure stands slouched up against a wall in a dark alleyway. A hood covers half of her face and leaves the rest in shadow. Her cloak is tattered and dusty, but a casual passerby, if they chose to look closely, would notice that this person has a strange air about them. It was as if she had fallen from grace. She looked around her, her eyes making the briefest of skims over her surroundings. Moisture dripped from the vent of the building across from her. Its pattering against a stone punctuating the air in sharp stucco beats. Some birds, she didn't care to remember the name or species, cawed above her, then fluttered away. She glanced to the side, then saw why the bird had left its rooftop perch. 3 men were coming towards her from the street. She didn't bother to move, knowing that she could kill them in 10 seconds at the most if she wanted to. But it was best to keep a low profile somewhere as corrupt as Tatooine. 3 people lying dead in a gutter by lightsaber wounds would certainly catch someone's eye. The leading one, a Rodian male, stepped in front of her, and the others went to surround her on the other sides. She recognized them all. They were all part of Jabba the Hutt's gang. The leader was named Greedo.
"What are you doing around here, stranger?"
he asked spitefully in Huttese.
"Anyone who lives in Hutt-controlled space has to pay taxes to Jabba, and you haven't been paying yours."
"I don't pay that Slimo Jabba anything," she said, standing up straighter. She had hoped that no one would find out about her illegal apartment nearby. With a casual tug, she took off her hood, showing them her tan Taruga face with simple white markings and intense blue eyes. Greedo didn't take her defiance well.
"You will pay with credits or with your life."
"No," she said, as coolly as ever. The Rodian pushed a button on his comlink, and 3 more bounty hunters walked into the alleyway. Suddenly, she didn't like her odds. A dirty little girl woke up, curled up behind a trash can. Like any other Tatooine street urchin, her light blonde hair was sandy and dirty, and she was dressed in ill-fitting, ragged clothes. She stretched her elbows and looked to the left. A heated conversation between 2 people was going on next to her. She watched as 6 people, bounty hunters, drew guns and pointed them at the woman in her mid-20s or so. The woman must have heard her shift, Their eyes met for a moment. The girl saw something in her eyes, an odd spark she had never seen before, and was drawn to her. She knew she had to do something. She stepped out of her hiding place. "Stop!" she yelled. The woman watched as the bounty hunters turned towards the small girl.
"And what are you going to do about it, little girl?"
asked Greedo mockingly, and the others chuckled.
"How old are you anyways? 5, 6?
"I'm doing this," she said, and raised her hand. Beads of sweat appeared on the child's face. "You will leave this lady alone," she said. A blank expression came over their faces, and they repeated what she had said exactly. The woman jumped, startled. She hadn't seen anything like this in almost 10 years. "And now you will leave." The same thing happened. Once the bounty hunters had left, the woman walked over to the little girl and bent down to her height. She was a tiny little thing, with messy, short hair and violet eyes. There was something special about her. "Do you know how you did that?" she asked her eyes shining. "No," said the pixie-like child. "I've always been able to do it, ma'am." At least the girl was polite to her. "Well now, young one, that was a Jedi mind trick. It usually only works with one person at a time." "What's a Jedi?" "They were peacekeepers in the time before the Emperor took control of the galaxy. Now they're all but extinct. They had powers like you that they channeled through the Force." "Are you a Jedi?" "Yes, in a way. I can teach you to become one if your parents say it's okay." She took out her lightsaber and turned it on for the girl, who stared, wonderstruck. Her expression read that she was dying to try and use it. "I have no parents. I'm called Carla, and I'm 8 years old. I've always wanted to leave Tatooine, so can I go with you?" she asked hopefully. "Sure. I'm Ahsoka. Come with me to Tatooine, and I'll teach you how to become a Jedi Master."